Right, 17 April 2022, and today I will be doing the Sunday newspapers roundup for Harare, and we're going to be looking at 3 newspapers. So the first one is the Sunday Mail. The second one is going to be the Standard newspaper, and then the third one is going to be the Sunday News from Bulawayo. So these newspapers have got a lot of value, especially the Sunday Mail. It's got a lot of advertisements. It's huge. I think it's way over 100 pages. And if you've got $1, please go and look for this newspaper. You get a lot of value from reading this newspaper. So let's start with the current affairs. This newspaper is going for $1, as I said. And if you look at the current affairs here, the biggest story in the Sunday Mail is Makandiwa slams unproductive keyboard warriors. So Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa, he invited President Mnangagwa yesterday to his Easter service in Chitungwiza, and he slammed keyboard warriors, people who just talk. He says the Second Republic under President Mnangagwa was undertaking transformative development projects that have placed the country in good stead for rapid economic growth. That is an endorsement from President Idi Mnangagwa from Prophet Makandiwa. So that's an amazing endorsement. And then the second most interesting thing here is the OK Grand Challenge. They are launching the OK Grand Challenge here, and you can see they've got a whole insert. So go and look at it. You could win a Ford Ranger. It runs from 8 April to 4 June. That is the OK Grand Challenge. It's now called Grand Challenge Race to Happiness. Race to Happiness. That is what they call it. They've displayed all the products that are in the challenge here and the partners. I want to go to the next story. As I said, there's a lot here. So I want to be quickly running through this newspaper. And then I want to go to the tenders. There are interesting tenders here. So let me go through this newspaper very, very quickly so that I do not waste your time. Right. So now let's go to business. And in business, there are obviously the tenders. And the most interesting tender here is the tender by Tower 1. So Tower 1 is issued big tenders here. Supply, installation, and commissioning of hybrid solar power plants for Tower 1 exchanges. So that's the advert here. It's big. There's a big advertisement here. And then there's also the advertisements by City of Kadoma, City of Bindura, Municipality of Bindura, sorry. There is an insert here by the Rio Zim Cam and Motor Gold Mine. So there is a lot here that you can see. President Mnangagwa was visiting this place, and there is a lot here. The adverts that are here are massive. There is a lot of advertisements in this newspaper. There's also an advert by Rushinga Road District Council. I hope you see it here, where they are showcasing all their developments that they've done. They've done a great job. And then the final and most interesting advert that is here, before I go to the universities, is the Technical and Business Diplomas by Tower 1 Center for Learning. And here they're offering business diplomas, postgraduate diplomas, and technical diplomas. So there's postgraduate diploma in digital marketing, diploma in digital marketing, national diploma in telecommunications engineering. All these, they require only 5 O-levels. Then you'll be done with this. You'll be able to attend the Tower 1 Center for Learning. And the website here is www.tcfonline.ac.zw. That is Tower 1 Center for Learning. If you like to be in telecommunications, you should go over there, and you can study there at that private institution. I then want to go to, well, as I said, there's a lot of adverts in this paper. I now want to go to the universities. So what is interesting here is the Africa University. They are issuing a call for a scholarship opportunity, which is supported by First Mutual. This will involve you getting tuition, meal card, and all the other costs paid for you. And if you go to their website on www.africau.edu, so www.africau.edu, you can go there and you make the application for this scholarship. It's an undergraduate scholarship, 4 years, and the deadline for application is 30 June. So this is very, very interesting. Then there is a lot of vacancies in this newspaper. You can basically have a job here. You can apply all you like. Lots of jobs. They are back in Harare. Chino University of Technology, they are opening their March 2022 undergraduate intake. And then the University of Zimbabwe Faculty of Education is opening their undergraduate degree program for August 2022. So they've got all the programs in here which you can apply for. And then another interesting job advertisement is from the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission. They announced 1, 2, 3 vacancies. So General Manager, Human Resources, Learning and Development, Manager Finance, and Manager ICT. Those are the 3 vacancies here which are available. And then Mwenezi Development Training Center is looking for audit services. These are some of the interesting advertisements that are in this newspaper. So if you are looking for something to do, if you are looking for business, if you are looking for a job, a roads engineer, City of Gweru, they are advertised here. You can see the job advertisement there. There is a lot here in this newspaper which you can get, and you will really get something. And GMB is also going out to tender. So there is a bunch of tenders in this newspaper. Zimbabwe Consolidated Diamond Company, all these companies, they've put out their tenders in here, in the Sunday Mail. So if you've got only $1 and nothing else, you should buy the Sunday Mail. It's got a lot of value. You can really get a lot out of that newspaper. However, now let's go to the Standard newspaper. And the Standard is owned by Trevor Ncube. So obviously it's a private newspaper. It is independent of the government. So the first story here that they're leading with is soldiers' pay hike rouse civil servants. A move to award soldiers a 37% increase at a time when the government is silent about reviewing civil servant salaries has drawn fire from some teachers' unions, who says it exposes double standards. So soldiers have received a salary increase with effect from 1 April. And the minister there is Opam Chinguri. She's made that happen, whereas the teachers and other civil servants are not getting anything. Then the next story that I want to look at here, the very interesting story here. Let's move through this newspaper. I want to show you the entertainment side. On the entertainment side, they are looking at Tinoka Dewere's cars. So his fleet of cars, that's what they are leading with here. They are saying Tinoka Dewere has a bunch of beautiful cars that he is driving. And then the next story is Zimbabwean entrepreneur Imali Pay raises 3 million. So Tatenda Furusa is in a partnership with Uluwasami Akinmusire. I hope I didn't butcher that. They formed a company called Imali Pay, which is being used, which was incepted 2 years ago. And Imali Pay has collaborated with the platforms such as Bolt, Glovo, SWVL, AmiTrack, Safe Border, Gokada, and Max.ng to assist the vendors in meeting key operational requirements. So this is a payment system from Zimbabwe. Very, very interesting. you should check out this newspaper. It also has a lot of value. It also has a lot of advertisements. And as I said, the story on Tino Kadewere is right there. Kadewere's $500,000 fleet. He's got a lot of nice cars. So growing up in Highfield, one of the oldest African residential town areas in Zimbabwe, in capital city of Harare, Tino Kadewere never stopped dreaming of a better life, despite the daily challenges related to his deprived upbringing within an extended township family. So this story, very, very interesting. And then let's go to the final story that I want to bring your attention to. And this story makes me very, very sad. It's the issue of Egodini Mall. So the developer of Egodini Mall is now saying that it doesn't matter that he keeps extending the deadline of delivering this project. So according to this newspaper, Terracotta Trading Private Limited was awarded a US $60 million tender to develop Egodini Mall in Bulawayo under a build, operate and transfer arrangement on October 11, 2012. But Moyo now says, so Moyo is Tulani Moyo, has told journalists during a media tour that vending bays and terminals will be operated to the public, which was supposed to be operated in April. It doesn't matter that they've delayed, because it was just a timeline, and the timeline is not a fast date. So it's something that he just said, but he did not mean it. That's basically what he's saying here. And Egodini Mall has taken ages to come into fruition. It's safe for the people of Bulawayo. And then I also wanted to bring your attention to an ad here by Metbank. They made 6 billion profits. If you are interested in the operations of Metbank, go and have a look there, and you will understand how they made that 6 billion dollars, Zimbabwe dollars in bonds. 6 billion, very good for a bank in Zimbabwe to make a profit. Now let's go to the Sunday news. So all these 3 newspapers, they cost me $4. So that's how much I paid. Now, flame of Uhuru to tour Bulawayo suburbs. So President Mnangagwa is going to be in Bulawayo, or he has arrived in Bulawayo. All is set for the 42nd National Independence Day celebration at Baba Field Stadium in Bulawayo tomorrow, with President Mnangagwa, who will lead today and tomorrow's events, having arrived in the city. A total of 82 buses have been set aside to ferry people from across the country, with a total of 25 diplomats from different embassies having been confirmed their attendance. A government official said, so that is what the government official said, and opposition leaders have been invited. So I hope to see Chamisa attending, since he's been invited by President Mnangagwa to attend there in Bulawayo. The next story is emotional send-off for slain xenophobia victim. So emotions ran high yesterday at the burial of slain Elvis Nyati, with family members and dignitaries clamoring for the apprehension and punishment of those who brutally murdered the 43-year-old Zimbabwean. Nyati, who was stoned and then burned to death in Diepsloot, South Africa, on 6 April, was buried at Umvucha Park Cemetery in Bulawayo during a state-assisted funeral. So you understand this story is very emotional. And then the next story is also Makadiwa slums keyboard warriors. And then I think basically everything that you see in this newspaper is the same. But let's look at this story here. 480 vehicles on wanted list. A total of 480 buses and private vehicles are on the Bulawayo City Council wanted list after they evaded paying tickets after they were caught operating at an illegal pickup point that is adjacent to Evelyn High School in the city. So the Bulawayo City Council is looking for those 480 buses. And then let's now look at the ads, the adverts, the OK Green Challenge. They also put their advert there in Bulawayo. But I want to look at this story here. President consoles Mchangwa family. So President Mnangagwa has consoled the Mchangwa family following the death of their granddaughter, Paida Nonika, who succumbed to injuries sustained during a road traffic accident. So she has since been buried in the Harare. So she's since been buried in Harare. Paida was the granddaughter to Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services Minister Monica Mchangwa and ZANU-PF Secretary for Information, Comrade Christopher Mchangwa. So it's a statement by President Idi Mnangagwa concerning the Mchangwa family. Now, let's look at First Lady controls Mchangwa family. It's the same. And then I also saw a lot of government ministries were controlling the family of the Mchangwas. That is the daughter of Neville Mchangwa. Very sorry about that accident which took the young daughter of Neville. And then there is an advert here by the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair or Zimbabwe International Business Conference, which will start on 27 April. And the guest of honor will be General Chwenga. And this is Rethink, Reimagine, Reinvent, Value Chains for Economic Development. So that will be happening there in Bulawayo. And then what else is in this newspaper? There are a lot of adverts. Let's look at the tender. There's a tender here by the United Bulawayo Hospital, domestic competitive tenders. They are looking for cleaning consumables, hardware and plumbing, electrical items, stationery items, furniture. It's massive. You should see it. It's all these things that they're looking for. So that is the United Bulawayo Hospital. And then let's look at a vacancy. Woodlands Farm is looking for farm operations manager. And then Gwanda State University has issued a warning. Warning. Gwanda State University is aware of a poster in circulation on public platform purporting to have an agent recruiting on behalf of the institution. We would like to advise our stakeholders that Gwanda State University does not have third parties that deal with stakeholders on its behalf. So these adverts, they're saying basically do not trust anyone to get you a place at Gwanda. And then interesting is the AFC Commercial Bank. They've appointed Divine Ngwenya as the executive director. They issued this advert in here. And then ex-Zisco employees to be rehired. Very interesting. And then obviously that is all for business. Let's now end with the entertainment and sport. All set for Uhuru Musical Gala. So there's going to be a musical gala here where the musical cream of Zimbabwe will descend on Babafu Stadium tomorrow, with the music lovers set for a treat, as various artists from across the country will be there. And some of these will be Jazz Marabini, Sandra Ndebele. So there'll be a lot of people there who are going to be there. And let's look at others. Chess Skuza, Prudence Mabena, Mine Iasa, Mtokozis Dubeli. Others include Fantan and Levels, Andy Murizo, Chief Wenje, Agatha Muruzwa. There is so many people who are going to be performing at this gala. So, you know, Zimbabwe is celebrating the 42nd independence. And this will be at Babaku Stadium. Very, very interesting event that everyone is going to be looking forward to. And then I want to end with a look at this story. The name Tyren has so many meanings, but the two most outstanding meanings of Tyren are she will sing or she'll be full of happiness. So he's talking about an artist here, Tyren Mtombeni of Nkulumane, born in Bulawayo on 5 December 1990. Right, so she's now an artist. You can learn more about her there in the newspaper, the Sunday newspaper. And then obviously there's also most of these issues are to do with the 42nd independence celebration of Zimbabwe tomorrow at Babafield Stadium. I think I've done justice to these newspapers. These are huge newspapers. And as I said, if you've got $1 and that's all you've got, buy the Sunday Mail. If you've got $2, buy the Sunday Mail and the Standard. You have all these news that I've been talking about Zimbabwe is doing very, very well. The business is booming. It's just a little bit that is needed in terms of technology, financial services, and in terms of construction. And then obviously, national cohesion. This country is going to do very, very well. And it's amazing. If you look at these newspapers, you can see that there's opportunity here. But there's even more opportunity in business. You don't have to wait for anybody. Everybody has a chance here to do whatever they want. The whole country has a business mentality. And it's clear in this newspaper, when you look at it, that opportunities are abundant. Thank you very much. I'll be back again in Harare within a few weeks, once everything is sorted. And as long as I'm here, I'll be giving you updates on these newspapers. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your holiday.